Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather Downey and this is Raven of Hope. This channel is all about getting the answers that you deserve and reclaiming your hope. Today I wanted to talk about my journey through being a Lutheran and transitioning into more of a, I would like to say, eclectic spiritualist is the best way I can describe it, which I still believe in Jesus Christ. I still believe in God and the Bible, but I do really appreciate other religions. I really love all religions, and I really connect with other pantheons and their gods and goddesses. So, goodness sakes tonight. Sorry guys, but this is really about my journey with endometriosis and how being diagnosed was almost like a catalyst for my spirituality to strengthen. I would say it was about 3 years ago, almost 4, when I got diagnosed with stage 1 endometriosis. I was going through a lot, and I was having a ton of symptoms such as weight gain, mental fog. I was having a lot of severe pain in my lower body, such as my pelvic and my stomach, and I was just altogether just a mess. Emotional mess, mental mess, physical mess. And so no one knew what was going on. I got a ton of cysts. I had a lot of outpatient surgeries. They had to cut them open, and it was just excruciating. And my nurse practitioner said that I had mild PTSD from the trauma that I went through with all these cysts. And, going in and out of the hospital, I would say every 2 to 4 months I was in. At the longest, it would be 6 months. So I was at least going 2 to 3 times a year. And this happened for about almost 2 years. So I was just constant. And this was after I got diagnosed. And like I said, it's just been a journey. But I don't want to go into too many details. But it was just a lot. I felt like giving up. And I felt like I was being punished. Like everyone goes through this, And so I had the angel of death come to me, and I know that sounds really weird, but it was, and people are going to be like, that doesn't sound like the angel of death, but it was really, I was so sick, and previous I was toxic. Before this all happened, I was toxic with pancreatitis and also my gallbladder, so I just was constantly going through health issues living in this home. And so I saw the angel of death, and it came to me, and it says, you have a choice. You can give up and let, this take over you, and you cause more stress on your body and mind, and you go before you're due, or you can grieve it out, and you can cry it out, cry to God, cry to whoever you trust in, and you can heal. Which is it going to be? So basically, it felt like I had a choice, but I knew with the angel of death standing there in my hallway, it was not giving me much of a choice, because it was more of provoking a trigger in me that was going to cause me to want to stay and want to work through things no matter how hard they got. Because I almost had a life review, because it was so quick, but it was saying, like, there are so many things that, yes, reasons why you want to give up, but at the same time, look at all the things that you have done, that you can really say that there's much more than that you can do. You could, like, triple that if you just have faith and lean in your prayers. So I started doing that. And then I started researching different, YouTube videos, books. I started listening to different kinds of music. I started praying, getting down on my hands and knees and praying, reading the Bible again. I really started to use my divination cards. Like, I was using tarot at the time, and I was sick, so sick, but I was still reading for other people. I was reading for myself, and I was going to school at the time as well. So, like, I felt like I didn't have much of a choice, because I was like, there's so much unfinished business. And so I kept going. And then after I got to the point where I felt like I can, function to the point where I had life back, and I got things under control, I got on the right medication, but not for my endometriosis. I have no medication that is helping or sustaining my endometriosis. I am just on thyroid medication, because that was another layer to it. I had thyroid issues. And so this is why I'm overweight. But, I'm trying to get that off. But get back to the real point here, is that it was just a lot, and I would cry. And I remember the most, magical and yet scary part at the same time is when I looked down at my wristband. And this was the most vulnerable night, because we were out of town. It was my husband's brother's wedding the next day. And I did not want to make a scene that I was in the hospital, that I bled all over my shoes, all over the hospital floor, that, I was cut open, at the lower part of my body, and I was in pain, I didn't want to go there. It wasn't my day, and I didn't want it to become my day. So I didn't tell no one. I don't think they still know that happened. But it was just crazy. And as I think I was almost going into shock, because there was so much blood, and I remember Jesus there, okay? And how about he was talking about dying on the cross and forgiveness of sins, and you're not going to bleed like I did. It was just really comforting, but kind of weird at the same time. And then on the other side, and you're going to think, oh, angel and devil, but no, this is not so. In my opinion, this is not so. This was more like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and then extra spirit. So on the other side, it was Morrigan, the goddess Morrigan, and she was saying that I don't want to start crying, but basically what she said was similar to what he said, that I have sacrificed so much, and this is a offering of my love towards God, and my suffering was not going to last, okay? And we all know, if you know Morrigan, she's, a battle goddess, blood, and she's very strong, and she doesn't take no BS. And she's like, you're not a victim. You're going to get through this. So, I did, but it was just so much. And I remember pulling on, sitting down, it was still going. I was all over my legs, all over my shoes, all over the bathroom floor, all over the toilet, all over the sink. It was just everywhere, because I shouldn't have bled that much. But, so I pulled a cord, and as I'm doing that, I'm still standing, it's still coming out, the blood, and I'm just trying to clean up, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to clean up, and the nurse was like, honey, you're almost going to go in shock, you look like you're going to pass out, you need to calm down, I will get this mess. I'm like, no, you've already done so much, thank you so much. And I just kept mummering, I don't even know if that's a word, but that's how I felt, just so out of my mind. And she finally got me calmed down, and they cleaned up, but I just felt so awful, because I was like, wow, that's a lot of blood, and I survived that. I'm not talking about when people get in accidents. I am not saying it was the same, but for me, that was the most blood I've seen for myself. And so it was a shock to me. So since that experience, I've been giving offerings. I've been doing Reiki healings for any being of light and love, ancestors, those that I hold close. And I'm glad for that experience, even though it was the most painfulest experience of my life and the most shocking. it really was a catalyst for my spirituality, that even at your darkest moments, your most painful moments, and the moments that you think you're never going to survive or you're never going to be the same again, it's a catalyst for deeper love, deeper understanding, deeper wisdom. And it's more of like a catalyst of gratitude, I feel, as well, when you are faced with something you've never thought you would face, and yet at the time it was, it was kind of like, why me? The pity party. But now I look at it as I can help other women that have endometriosis and feel like they're being punished, no matter what spirituality they're in, that you're not being punished. So I had not only my Irish background and Morrigan there with me, but I also had Jesus. And neither of them were going to leave, neither of them were fighting each other. They were actually coexisting and almost saying the same thing, but in different ways. And people that watch this that are Christians are not going to like it. And probably people that are, pagan, they're not going to like it either. But this is my experience. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, or whether I, made it up, it doesn't matter, because it changed me. And it made me feel good about what I went through, and that I could help other people. And so I feel like that is the best part about chronic illness and spirituality and how it's tied, is because each person has an individual transformative story. And I don't feel like you need to be a certain religion or a certain title to experience love, peace, grace, forgiveness, Holy Spirit experiences like that. As long as you are doing the best of your ability and you're trying to help those around you, and you're open to spirit, and I talk about spirit of love, it could be in all different forms. Whatever you're open for, you will experience it. But doubt will always be in the way, but you gotta release it. And so I don't doubt what I seen, and I don't doubt that it was real. Other people might disagree, but that's okay, and I completely understand that. But I guess the point of this whole video is that endometriosis, even though it was like the most devastating diagnosis for me, it has been the catalyst for a deeper spirituality. I used to be Lutheran, and I used to go to church, and I really resonated with that. It was a great experience, and I love where I came from, and I would never want to change that. And I came to a different spirituality stronger, and my bond is now stronger with God and Jesus than it ever was. Thus, still experiencing other entities of light, and I feel like I can actively talk to God more on a daily basis, whereas before I had this experience in this diagnosis and looking into different religions and, letting go of the fear that people would say, well, you're not Christian anymore. I don't know what you are. You're pagan, you're a witch, you're a Wiccan. I mean, I guess the best way to describe it is I am a witch. I'm a white witch that believes in God and Jesus. And, but yet I still follow a kind of a pagan mix. I'm more of a Christian pagan. I don't know how to explain it. Eclectic. I mean, because I read the Quran, and I read Hinduism, and I even read some, what else did I read? I mean, I read so many different religions that I can't really remember them all, and they all had beauty in them. They all had love in them. And wherever you find your peace and love, God is there. God is there. He is love. He is everything. And to, restrict him in one religion, I feel like that is just, it's sad, really, because how do we know? How do we know? He could be in all these religions. He could not be, I don't know how to explain it, but he could be in all of them, you know? And he could be, like, maybe even irritated, I don't know, that we condemn each other, you know? So I want this video to reach people and let them know that they are not alone, that they can research, that they can go outside of what they've learned and still get the blessings. They could still get the connection to love and light and Jesus and God and other gods and goddesses, and intertwine them all. As long as they're feeling good with what they're doing and who they are, and they're trying to do the best to reach that universal, I want to say, blueprint of love and light. Isn't that connecting with God or Goddess, you know, and Jesus? Because Jesus loved everyone. I'm not preaching here, guys. This is just thoughts I'm throwing out there. This is my own opinion. No one's going to probably agree with me, and that's cool. But I just like to talk about religion. I like to talk about chronic illnesses because I know so many people that have them, and they're just not endometriosis. It's, you know, AS. It's whatever it might be, you know. So I just thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope that this video has helped you in some way. And I hope you guys really make a video response or comment down below what you guys think. I'm a little bit all over the place. It's nighttime. I'm a little tired, but I really wanted to get this video out there on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. And I hope that this has resonated with you and really touched your heart to never give up, to never lose hope, that you are worthy and you are loved more than you can imagine. And it's just not limited to one person or one being of light. Many blessings.